If you're applying for the 2026 GCUB scholarship, I want you to stop what you are doing for the next few minutes. I have noticed a major misunderstanding that could affect hundreds of applications this year because many applicants are focusing on the application portal, but the real work is actually here. Yes, I really mean it, guys. The GCUB application portal is not where your application begins. In fact, if you are spending most of your time on the application website, you're probably focusing on the wrong thing. The most important document in this entire process is actually in the scholarship spreadsheet. So I want you to scroll down. So instead of you to click on this one that is going to take you to the application form, no, click on this one first. Once you are on this particular page, scroll down a little bit and come to where you will see table of masters and doctorate programs of Brazilian higher education institutions. Okay, so this is where the majority of the work is, and today I want to show you why many applicants are misunderstanding the language requirements, choosing unsuitable programs, and potentially reducing their chances of success. As a bonus, I also share an important update regarding UFSM interview and explain why Portuguese has become more important this year than it was in previous editions. So once you are here, click on this page, it will bring you to this one. Okay, so once you're on this page, there are so many information that are on this page. This particular spreadsheet is more important than the application portal. Before you even think about submitting your application, the first thing you should do is to look for the school. Of course, you already have a course in mind. You have to look for 4 different schools that offer that course that you want to do. So this is the page where you can figure out all of those. So this one is starting with this university in the north, Amazonas. Okay, and it's also telling us this is the region. GCUB advised that you should choose 4 different regions. So this one is already telling us that it's in the north. The state is called Amazonas, and the name of the university is Universidade do Estado do Amazonas. I've also received a lot of comments and email, people asking me that they are unable to translate this particular document to English. It is actually true, because if you click translation, it can only translate the supporting information, but because this document is embedded within this Excel sheet, in a way you may not easily be able to translate. If you really want to do that, come to File, Download. So once you download the document, then you can now translate it. So once you are here, this is the city, this is the university, this is the acronym, and this is the level, Masters or PhD, the name of the program, and is Masters needed for you to do a PhD? You can see they say yes, sing. So it means yes, Masters is needed for you to do a PhD. Now this is the website of the program, and this is the city. All these programs you are seeing here, they are not offered in the same city. Like, they have satellite campuses, so they are not all situated in one city. So this is the name of the campus, like school of, the way we call it in English, School of Business Administration. So here we have Escola Superior de Ciência de Saúde, that is higher school of health science. So and it's also showing you other important thing I need to let you know on this page is that this Excel sheet is going to tell you if you are selected on GCUB, when your program is going to be starting. Not all program is going to be starting in March, which is the general time school resume for first semester, and not all programs is even going to be starting in August, September, which is the general time when school resume for second semester. So on this part of the Excel sheet, you will see that some courses are actually going to be resuming. It's going to be starting in March, some in February. You can see this one in February, and this one in August. So on and on. This is one of those things you should do on this Excel sheet. Also it's also going to give us information about the duration of the course. Okay, how long is it going to take? Is it a 24-month master's program? Is it 1 year, 2 year? But usually we don't have 1 year master's program, academic master's program in Brazil. All of them are 2 years. Okay, so thereafter, which is the most important part why I'm making this video, is required language. What is the language that is required if you want to apply for this course? This part is telling you that you need Portuguese and Espanol, which is Spanish. This one is telling us that you need Portuguese. This one is telling us that you need Portuguese. Now, guys, do you know that these singular requirements can actually be one of the reasons some people will not be selected? So imagine you are seeing it already here that the language required is Portuguese. If at all you are able to scale through and you are selected, for the first 1 year or 2 years, it can be very tough. I can tell you sincerely, it can be very tough. And this is one of the reasons why I tell people, before you come to Brazil, don't make some of those mistakes that my set, let me use my set, made. We just dabble into the system without prior understanding of the language. Okay, and this is why information is important. So in Brazil, all academic activities in public schools are done in Portuguese. There are exceptions. We have few exceptions. Maybe you are able to speak with the program coordinator, or you are able to speak with your the lecturer taking his particular course, and he or she allow you to. But normally, officially, all academic activities in government school or in public schools are done in Portuguese. So please, let it be at the back of your mind. People are also thinking that this part, that it is, if English is written here, for example, that the course is going to be taught in English. For example, here we are saying Portuguese, English, Espanol. No, that is not the meaning. It's not telling you that the course is going to be offered in English. No, all the courses are going to be offered in Portuguese. But they're just trying to tell you that knowledge of these languages is required. I'm talking about this one, Portuguese, English, and Spanish. They're telling you that the knowledge of these 3 languages is important for you to do this course in this school. So that's just the interpretation of this particular one you are seeing here. I would like to stress again that all the courses in all public schools in Brazil are taught in Portuguese. So when you are going to be picking or selecting your course, make sure that the language requirements match what you can, your ability. We have some areas on this spreadsheet where they say Portuguese or English or Spanish. If you see that one, it's fine. For example, look at this one. Here it says Portuguese, English, or Spanish. Some schools even go to the extent of telling you the level of the language proficiency you should have. For example, look at this one. It says Portuguese, English, Spanish, all of them, your proficiency in all the 3 of them should be, they say, todos nível intermediário. That is, all the 3. You should have intermediate understanding. You should be proficient in all of them, at least at intermediate level. Again, they are not telling you that this course is going to be taught in Spanish. They are not telling you that this course is going to be taught in English. The courses are taught in Portuguese. Now, we also have situation where some schools are telling you that, look, we don't just want to hear that, yes, I can speak English. They don't just want to hear you tick that, yes, you understand Portuguese or whatever. They go to the extent of saying that a proficiency certificate in Cerebras or certificate in any recognized institution, any institution that is recognized by the Ministry of Education, that is what they call MEC. Ministry of Education in Brazil, they call it MEC. That the certificates you must have to to certify that you actually speak the language at the specific level they want, you should have something to back it up. So some schools also go as far as that. Now, not only that, let's scroll down a little bit. You will see that some schools are even, okay, for example, look at this one. This school says your level of your Portuguese, the Portuguese need here is intermediate, which is B1. Your Spanish level should be advanced, and your English understanding or proficiency should be basic A2. You know, we have basic A1 and basic A2, and they are saying that your English proficiency should be A2. Now here they say Portuguese or Espanol. Now there's something that I also need to tell you. Some schools also go as far as requesting for certificate. If you say you can speak English, for example, and you're not coming from English speaking country, there's no certificate to back it up. Some other schools are also showing. For example, look at this course. It's saying you need French, you need English, French or English or Spanish or Portuguese. In this case now, someone from, let's say, Ghana can apply for this. What is the name of this course? Let's check. The name of this course is veterinary science. So they are saying that, well, if you find your way in this program, you will figure out how to, go about it. So, but however, it is written that French, English, Spanish or Portuguese are needed now, and I know the reason why it is like this. So guys, make sure you take notes of all of this. So you are now left, when you're going to be picking your course, the school, make sure that you take note of this section. It is very, very important. Majority of people lost this opportunity because they don't take into consideration this aspect. Now there's still one more part. Look at this place, all of them Portuguese. There's one more part I want to show you. It is where some schools are requesting for certification. Now look at this, all of them are saying your level of proficiency in Portuguese should be intermediate, and it should be backed up by CEPIBRA certification. That is the certificate. There's some other one. I think I saw some places where I saw something like TOEFL and some other language proficiency. Okay, look at this one. Do you know that last year there is somebody that I work with, after this person has been selected and the school compelled her that she has to write GRE. I'm talking about this thing now. I'm talking about pec-pg. So the school selected this person and they told her that, look, we've assessed your documents and you qualify. However, something is missing. We want you to send us your GRE result or something that can show that you have registered for it. And even if you have registered, you must have minimum of 300. So, but as God will have it, this person was able to raise money around 300k. She registered for an impromptu GRE. She also registered for a class where she was attending and she wrote the exam. So she was able to get the opportunity. Right now, as I speak, she's in Brazil. So what I'm trying to bring out from this story is that some school can even go as far. It may not be common though, but some school can even go as far asking you to get a proficiency certification. Now look at this school. They are even saying intermediate is obligatory. It is compulsory. They say Portuguese intermediario is compulsory. If you lie, for example, let's say someone lie and say, oh yes, I speak Portuguese. By the time you get to Brazil, that is where your eyes will clear. And as it is now, things are really changing. So obligatory, yeah, they are telling you that it is compulsory. You don't have, here they say English, Spanish and Portuguese, all of them should be at advanced level. I know I saw something like TOEFL. Let me check. Or wasn't it this document? So this one is telling us that you need PTE, English, Espanol, Portuguese, B2. This one is asking for, this one is saying Portuguese, Brazil, Portuguese, you need it. Yes, this is the one I'm talking about. This particular school, which school is this, by the way? Let me see this school. This school is is probably one of those schools in São Paulo, I know. Oh yeah, no wonder. So the school is in Unicamp and it's a geoscience. Now look at what they are saying for this course. They say, don't just tell us that you can speak. They want to see your certificate. See, English, you must have 5.0, which is not too bad, which is not bad. Anybody from Nigeria can write this one. General IELTS. If you write general IELTS or even academic one, you should be able to get 5.0. It's not a big deal. And TOEFL, you should be able to score 500, which is very, very small. But I'm just trying to show us. And there's another one, that is another exam in Unicamp as well that you can do. Now, this thing is, let me be clear. It's actually possible for you to be selected rather and get to the school, then you begin to learn the language. It is possible. But I'm just trying to tell you that it can be very tough. For example, someone like me, I was selected, I came to Brazil, I began to learn the language, right? So I did not learn the language right when I was in my country. I began to learn Portuguese when I came to Brazil, and I'm still learning right now. So some of them will even tell you that before you finish the course, maybe before you finish your master's, some of them will tell you that you must have a certification in language. So guys, this is very, very important. So I've received a lot of questions. Let's look at this last one. Which school is this? Biological science. Oh, so bioscience and UNESP, and they're saying that yes, they need English. They need English. They say English is needed. So that is actually good, guys. If you are interested, try to apply, and I'm wishing you best of luck. But then it is important for me to clarify that this part does not mean, if you see English here, does not mean that this course is going to be taught in English. No, it does not mean that this course is going to be taught in it does not mean that this course is going to be taught in English. All the courses are taught in Portuguese. So guys, please, I want you to take note of that. If you are planning to apply for GCUB, this is where the bulk of your work is. I promised that I was going to talk about UFSM. You know, we are already seeing evidence of this trend. UFSM recently released, a list of international applicants that were shortlisted for interviews, and this demonstrates that universities are becoming more selective and are paying closer attention to communication ability. They've informed all the applicants that the interview is going to be in Portuguese. If your name came out in that UFSM, I'm wishing you good luck, but please try working on your Portuguese. For a while now, I've been, for some times now, I've been making a video. Like, I tell people that there's a language class that we have, where we have some Brazilian teachers. We also have we also have teachers that are not Brazilian, and they are taking, it's a very rigorous class, so to say, every day except Saturday and Sunday, and you're going to be coming to class every day. You're going to be learning the language. It's not free anyway, it is paid, but you're going to get value for your money. Imagine going to an interview and you cannot even introduce yourself in Portuguese. You can imagine how difficult that will be, right? So we have a class right now. If you are interested and you would like to join, send me an email. In the email, let the content be Portuguese, okay? And I will send you the link to join the class. Again, I'm wishing you best of luck in your application. Don't forget that what smart applicants should do now, if you are serious about studying in Brazil, is for you to start learning Portuguese immediately. Either you want to apply for GCUB, or you've applied to one application or the other. Don't wait until after selection. Don't wait until you receive admission. Start now. Okay, so again, we currently have a Portuguese class that is running for prospective applicants. Registration is open until June 10. In this month of June, registration is open until June 10. The class is paid anyways, but it is designed specifically for students preparing for academic life in Brazil. If you are interested, send the word Portuguese to my email and I will send you the registration details. Imagine that you have built a background in Portuguese. So by the time you get to Brazil itself and you start attending classes, because most of the schools that you are applying to, they will still enroll you in Portuguese class. But then you already have a foundation in Portuguese. It won't be difficult, okay? But if you are coming afresh as you are going to the class, I will not lie to you, it can be very, very, difficult. So guys, I hope you find this video helpful. I hope you find it informative. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I will see you in the next video. Have a break. Ciao, ciao.